19th of April. We started cleaning up yesterday, but we didn't get that far, so that's what it looks like now. Step one, we've got the electric wire out of the water where it shouldn't have been. Likewise, the hose, so that looks a bit neater. We need to get that out of the water too. Right, step two, we're going to tidy up these mooring lines. We're not going to add the springs just yet, because we might be going out later, but we'll see. Right, we have some confusing stuff going on. I think these wires here, this black one and this white one, is like shore power electrics. That's not good because the earth's come out. I can't run down the tube that goes behind. I've tried and I got stuck in the outside bit. It just won't do it. So what I'm gonna have to do is just run it along here, and then maybe one day we can get behind, but I don't even know how they got that tube in there in the first place. Like, it's God knows. They've obviously made a hole at one side, and then got the tube through, but it's now without taking the boat fully apart, and I mean like taking all of that, the fridge off, which we've also taken that cupboard off, which nope, we're not doing that. We could make another hole, but I don't think it's necessary over there. See where it goes through there, but we don't really need to, because instead of having the two wires that run for the shore power, we only really need one, and then we're going to use some connecting boxes, which will be hidden behind. That's the plan, I think. So I'm going to unwire the black one, and then that then will get rewired, but rather than running through here, it's going to rewire at the other side of there, and then that runs the shore power to the other side of the boat. And then I'm going to run a cable along the top of there, which then will connect again in the cupboard behind there. There's like, in the head there's a cupboard where I'm going to neatly do the wires. And then we're going to just run a brand new wire from a separate fuse that will run then to the pump. And what we might have is the pumps, and so we're going to have cabin lights as one. We've got mast light and, no, just mast light then as one, and then we've got like the other lights wired in. I need to rewire that light there. I'm just going to rewire into the, like, so it's with the green and the red wire lights at the front, so that they're all on one switch. That way we're saving some switches. And I think I'm going to have pumps and is it DC? I get this confused. Basically not shore power, it's chargers then running off one. So pumps and chargers can run off one, because we're going to have to run it through to there anyway. And then the navigation equipment is all going to go onto one, and what we're probably going to do is we're going to run that the opposite way around the boat. Not going to be too easy, but again, it's going to be easier than trying to run through the tubes that I can't access. So then I'm going to run that around, because I think I've almost got a wire that runs around there anyway. And yeah, then the chart plotters and the radio will run into that. So that's the plan, and if we can do that today, that'll be quite good. I'm not sure we've got enough wire, but we're going to see how we get on. So we'll fiddle around. Got all the summit. Do the wire. Oh, it's the wire. Right. Next, we need to work out which one we wanted it to be, and I think we'll go with this one. Did work it out yesterday. It was attached to a grey wire, which goes into the bottom one on there, so the bottom one on here. Right, so making sure that's off, which it is. So I'll put you there until you fall off, and I'll try and find the electric screwdriver. So we have got, what did I say it was? The grey, I've lost it now. The grey one with it. Right, so bottom one on there. So that can come out there. And then the blue one, it is in. Which one is it? That one. So we'll keep that in case we need it. We don't like throwing wire away. And then, where's the wire strippers? Wire strippers, wire strippers, wire strippers. Yeah. We've only had these a couple of weeks. They're actually, I used to just use like the pliers, but these have helped quite a bit. So I'm gonna go, is that right? Beautiful. So let's get that off. I need to remember where these went, so I went into the bottom one. You just never know how wide they are. I've got a horrible feeling this wire's not going to be thick enough. Okay. So that one then wants to go. You can't even see. I just don't know where. I can put it into the bottom one here. Now this all looks bad, but there has actually been some progress on it. Originally they all just went into a clump box here, but I added this panel up here, so all the negatives now go into there. It's the unideal thing is just how this connects to the wall, and then to get to it, it pulls on all the wires. It's just not really ideal. I'm going to strip that before we put the live one in. Right, so the brown one needs to go into the bottom one on here. I want it to go behind really. Also, why there's like green earth wires knocking around, I don't understand either. Anyway, brown one into there. And the blue one back into the one it was in before. Right, so we're now connected on this side. We then need to work out on the other side how we're going to connect to the pump. So give me a minute. I can't do it. I've been trying for ages. I got the wire through. There's power going through the wire because I put a switch on it just to check that. But whatever way I try wire around this pump, it's just not doing anything. And it did work. So the confusing thing is because you have like a pressure thing. Don't know how to show you. So it's come off now, the end. But you have some going in and out of there. Oh wait a minute. The one goes in. I don't know if you can even see. The one going in alone should maybe be the positive one. Yeah, it was black positive, which then comes up to here. Comes up to here. And then positive to the switch maybe. But then, oh yeah, and then the negative then also connects to the switch. Could that be right? So then the negative doesn't go to this pump, just to the switch. I'm gonna give that a go. If this doesn't work, then I honestly just don't know. Doesn't sound good. Nothing there. Nope. Just don't understand. You've got a live going into the switch. So we couldn't get the pump working. I think it might just be broke. What we're doing now is them shore power wires that we took off before. So we're going to put all the ones into the box with then a, I don't know how to put it down, like the 3-part box thing, just so there's not so many wires everywhere. But yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare. It's annoying when you spend loads of time doing something that just doesn't work afterwards. It's like demotivating. But yeah, we're going to get this so we can reattach the heater. It's not actually that cold. I'd sometimes put the heater on just to send me to sleep. It's bad, but yeah, it makes me really tired. So on a night time when I want to get to sleep, jump in there and get to bed. But before that, just going to do this and then get tidied up. So we're back in the V-berth. We're using just an in colour, like, I don't know, is it even a stain if it's in colour? That's the mess we made of the door, which we're going to have to do again because it was the wrong colour. Although, I don't know, it might be alright when if we had some stain over it. What I've done is, this dark one I've got, as you can see, I've started reapplying this to bring it back to a teak sort of colour. Where there was a bit of a scratch, or it went through the, you know, where it went through the, what's it called, laminate? Is it called laminate? Veneer? Whatever it's called. That happens. I'm wondering if I'm a bit scared to do it. Well, I'm not that scared because I could just sort it after, but if I use a darker shade stain, will it kind of average it out a bit better than? No. I don't, well, maybe a little bit. Is that a little bit better? The problem is then I've got, how far do you go, like? Can you like blend it in maybe? I don't know, maybe that does work a bit. If you just like blend it around. That's it worth. Now halfway halfway down the wall. Just try and blend it in. Oh, it did cover that a little bit. Didn't it? Because that went all the way through. It does then require a bit of blending in. But if I was to do that one more time on there, make sure it's blended in a little bit. Once I varnish over then, it might look better than with just the white. What do we reckon? Don't know, I can't see another alternative, to be honest. I have read that you can like cut out a bit of the... Really what we needed was a teak colour one. We had a teak colour one, but it didn't come out teak colour, so let's just try one last bit. I mean, it's not varnish, so we can, if we need to, just sand a bit off. Is it making a difference? It's quite hard to tell, isn't it? Feels like it did on this one. But not so much on these ones. Wonder if you could get like a teak colour wood filler. Probably. I don't know how I've ended up starting this. Just don't know what else to do today because I'm still waiting to get paid. But that's probably not happening. So I was just sat out in the sun, but that's not really helping. I could probably do this room minus the cupboards. So I'm probably going to do that. Right. Not filmed much today. I don't even know if it's stainless. My boat neighbour gave me that stuff I was putting, on the V-berth bulkhead, is it called? The wall. I call it the wall. Anyway, I've got a battery for the multimeter. So yesterday with that pump we weren't making any progress, or with the light for the bed underneath here. And it's, you know, without the multimeter it's very difficult. I've got a friend who used to swear by this multimeter and I used to be like, it's not going to help that much. Really, I don't know if I need a multimeter or just like something that tells me that there's current going through, but the multimeter does do that. Do I know how to use 50 of the 50 settings? No, I probably know how to use 49, but that's the one I need. So I'm going to get that in. And then we're going to go put it around the pump a little bit, and then we're going to get rid of this rubbish bag here because there's half a tin of kidney beans in there and they absolutely stink. Like the minute you open them and leave them for a little bit, it's not nice. Anyway, yeah, we should probably have a shower first. What time is it? Nah, we'll go afterwards. We'll go after, but we will go. I'll put a hat on so I look less like I've been shipwrecked for 7 months. Right, so cabin lights are on. One runs through to here, and then this light above my head should be working, but it's not. So this thing could have a light. That would be handy, wouldn't it? See how my GoPro skills are, trying to hold it between my knees. Right, where does it go into this? Is it that one? Here. Here. So why do these two not have any power to them? So being I made sure the wire had come loose in the cupboard behind the toilet. Now it's showing showing 12. So if we do this, let's see. I don't know, well, I don't really want to say this because then it's likely to happen in it, but how I don't electrocute myself more often, I have no idea. Hopefully you're going to see a light come on above my head in 3, 2, 1. Yes! That doesn't happen normally like that, does it? Right, problem 1 solved. Multimeter didn't really need, we just had a loose connection. So if we get, so now we have a working light in here. It's about 20 past 10, is it? Exactly 20 past 10. Like, I'm not even making it up. I don't know how I've guessed that, but it was a guess. Anyway, so there was no incriminating on the laptop thing. But regarding video editing, I need to spend a bit of time. The GoPro since like mid-March, and it's now nearing the end of April. It's not been saving the right dates, and it's a mess, and I'm running out of memory. And I did during February and March, I was quite good at every evening editing videos, and then for like the last month I've not been very good. And then my priority has always been to finish editing the ones that were going out. So what I tend to do is put all the bits together, save it as needs more editing, and then from there, when I'm on that one, I will like give it a final edit, but that seems to take ages. And the problem was I used something called Filmora. I'm not sure it's the best one to use, but so far it's doing alright, so I'm using that, and I paid for it, so that's why I'm using that. Also, before paying for it, I couldn't actually finish off editing any of them without the watermark, so it was about a month when I was just waiting to pay for it. So during that month I did edit loads, but then that came with a trial, so loads of the like transitions or the music or whatever I put in, and anywhere where there might be like speech over it, that all, while I had the trial, that was included, and then that's like £22 a month, if not a bit more. And for now it's like it's limited what I can use, but regarding text, I don't need to use that many different texts. In some of the earlier videos I tried to use a few like transitions and stuff, and then in the later ones I've just not really done it. However, I'm getting less views maybe, so maybe the transitions were good, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you like the transitions. I personally wouldn't think anyone was bothered about it, but there's still ones included. I just, sometimes there's time for it, sometimes it's appropriate, but a lot of the time I just don't really see the point in it, and yeah, it takes then longer to edit as well. What was I saying? Yeah, but because all the videos I edited had that stuff on it that were included, I've had to go back through and re-edit them, taking it out and replacing it with something that was included. But I am really behind. Like, I'm running out of ones that I've edited slightly. I think I've got about, the last one you guys will have watched is episode 9, and I think I've got up to episode 11, but that's takes me up to like literally, no sorry, I reckon there's about 4 more, but that takes me up until the end of February, and it's now like coming up to the end of April, and I don't really have anything edited. The boat project I was doing, I'm probably not gonna unless they pay me, which is not looking likely. I don't even know if I want to edit that and put it on. Like, it turned into a nightmare from start to finish. There's a few bits. If I go back through and there's anything I think people might find useful, I might do a video on it. I'll leave the stuff there, and you know, if I get over the fact they're not paying me, I'll redo it. But at the minute, the last thing I want to do is put a video of me making someone's boat look nice that they didn't finish paying me for. So but other than that, for like, that's what I've been doing for like the last month, so there's not that much footage, but I do need to go through and sort the dates out. And then there's a few which will probably be one episode of me doing the head. So I did part of that in February, part of it in, a little bit of it in January I think, or was it December? One or the other. And I have got part of it, but then I've done a bit more to it since, so that will be one episode. But yeah, so tonight's plan is I've got a cup of tea, not a wine, and I'm gonna sit here probably for a few hours and try sort that out. But yeah. So thanks for watching. I'm sat in the library, so I'm trying to be really quiet. But yeah, thanks for watching this week's episode. Let me know what you thought of it. Not many more now in can until I leave. Real-time update, yeah, I'm sat in the library. Well, I've got some money coming in at the end of the month. I need to pay my phone bill to be able to get internet back aboard. But my time at Anchorage, I've achieved some bits on the boat, so that's quite good, but you'll see that at the time. But I better stop talking before I get kicked out, and then I won't have any internet. But thanks for watching. Please, if you can, subscribe and share. The links below to the Patreon and Coffee page if you're interested in that. Thank you to everyone who's already visited them, and thank you to everyone who's watched. Once I've uploaded this, I'm going to reply to everyone's comments from the last few videos, but I can't do it on a night time because I don't have any internet at the boat. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking because I'm in the library, and I'll see you next time.